Well, the city of Somerset and neighboring Pulaski County also saw a deadly storm move through. At least one person there is dead, and around nearly every corner of the small city, devastation. Power lines and trees knocked down everywhere. Multiple homes in the city with their roofs torn off, one home nearly demolished, and multiple businesses flattened. Amid this sea of debris, teams of volunteers showing up to lend a helping hand. Now this morning, people in Greater Cincinnati are looking for ways that they can help out their neighbors in Southeast Kentucky as they do begin to recover from this devastating storm. WLWT News 5's Richard Childs joins us from the Red Cross, where donations are now being collected to support those survivors. Good morning, Richard.
Al Tiffany, good morning. Getting a chance to talk with Marita Salkowski of the American Red Cross, getting an idea of what each of us can do to help make a difference. Our neighbors in need, as Governor Beshear described, again, that opportunity to be a good Samaritan. This storm leaving that path of destruction just 2 hours to our south. Of course, a shift in the wind actually, preventing so much of that damage we're seeing. Marita, the American Red Cross, boots on the ground there, and then already in that devastating area. We've seen that destruction. Your organization making a difference already.
Yes, we do. We have our folks that work out of our Kentucky region that are down there. We have volunteers in the Cincinnati area that are ready to go as soon as we're called upon. It is a situation where your heart just breaks for the people of Kentucky. They have been through a lot. They've had the flooding that occurred in February. They had it again in April when we were experiencing not nearly to the magnitude of what they were having down there in Kentucky, that flooding, and now they're hit by this tornado. It's very heartbreaking to see, but what it does is it brings out the humanity of people who want to help their neighbors.
Well, we talk about the best of us, and that's what this showcases. We're taking a look at video now that we have seen from that destruction. 18 lives lost. Governor Beshear saying that death toll may rise. You have been boots on the ground in this sort of zone before, describing and seeing these images, knowing what that means, that you are being a lifeline to someone in need.
Yeah, I was down in Kentucky in February for that flooding, and then in October I was in North Carolina for Hurricane Helene. So you see the people who are impacted, and you see the gratitude that they have when they are receiving help from the Red Cross or from any of our partner organizations. We always want to say that nobody can respond and survive a disaster from just the help of one organization. So we work with a network of partner organizations throughout the country, and in this case throughout Kentucky, that are there to help us. And it's really gratifying to be there to help those people in need.
All right, now what can folks here at home do to help? I know there's a variety of ways. Yep. Donations are always being accepted because you can maximize someone's financial gift in a way that most people cannot.
Yeah, the Red Cross does not accept items. Other organizations do that and do a great job of it. What we do is we will accept people's financial donations. That way we can make the most use of their dollars to put that money exactly where it's needed. We also need volunteers. Okay. If this is the disaster that has gotten you over that hump and making you want to volunteer, please do so. To do both, call 1-800-RED-CROSS and we'll point you in the right direction.
All right. Well, again, it is about that right direction where so many of us now are feeling ourselves being the call to serve. Again, the number is 1-800-RED-CROSS. Make that call, make that donation, be able to volunteer here as well. Perhaps this is your opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life. We're live this morning. Richard Childs, WLWT News 5.